Coming up on Valley News Live at 10, a woman says her unused medications are being sold online. A look at the surprising and risky market.
Plus, what's behind the new push for parents to avoid rice cereal.
And a benefit organizer is the recipient tonight as she battles cancer. Valley News Live at 10 starts right now.
This is Valley News Live at 10.
Some women trying to get pregnant through in vitro fertilization are turning to social media to help them afford the chance to start a family.
Health experts are warning against using this method. Valley News Team's Nishay Taylor tells us how it's hitting close to home.
In vitro fertilization medications are expensive, but some less spendy options are showing up on social media, and many women are taking advantage.
If you're getting them from something you just Googled or were advertised on Facebook, then you don't know if you're actually getting what you ordered, or counterfeit, or something expired, or not stored properly.
A whistleblower told us she was trying to buy IVF medication off of social media, but was caught in the middle of a scam to steal her money, and she's not alone. There's a social media hashtag called IVF Candy that puts women in contact with others selling, buying, or donating the fertility drug. But buying other women's unused meds is a risk. An OBGYN from Essentia says the affordability is what makes this method more appealing.
The cost is very prohibitive, and so you see these cheaply advertised medications online and you think, oh, I'll go for it. But there's actually better ways to get more affordable medication.
Health experts say many fertility clinics offer scholarship or discount programs that help make buying in vitro fertilization meds affordable.
People are trying to help you make a family. They're just people who are taking advantage of the patients who don't understand or don't realize that there's these programs out there.
The in vitro drugs should only be received from your physician or a pharmacy. In Fargo, Nishay Taylor, Valley News Live.
Selling an in vitro fertilization drug or any other prescribed medication is against the law. This story was submitted through our whistleblower hotline, and if you need help with an issue in your community, call 701-237-6576 and leave your tip.
A Fargo man and downtown business owner is warning the community tonight after he says his Facebook accounts were hacked, draining more than $1,500 from his accounts and leaving him locked out of both his personal and business profiles, possibly for good. After multiple attempts to get back into his accounts, Rob Thompson, owner of Inkster's Tattoo Studio, reached out to our whistleblower hotline. Within hours of our reporter contacting Facebook, his profiles were restored. But Thompson says he doesn't want this to happen to anyone else.
You always think, oh, that'll never happen to me. Well, I thought that, and it happened to me.
Thompson urges other business owners to change passwords and make sure two-factor authentication is on so you don't end up in the same boat.
Christy Dower, she's an advocate for nonprofits and programs in the Fargo-Moorhead area. Well, she's in need of help now after being diagnosed with breast cancer in January.
The Lend a Hand Up program ran a benefit tonight in her honor to help raise funds. Valley News Team's Aaron Walling shows us how the community is showing support for a woman who has given so much to them.
Community members call Christy Dower a champion for nonprofits and programs in the Fargo, West Fargo, and Moorhead area. She's worked hand in hand with Lend a Hand Up and setting up benefits for countless others. But this is the first time she's been the recipient.
It's really humbling because you don't really know who's going to be there to support you in times like this, and to see all the people and the cars coming out, it's a very humbling experience to walk in and kind of be blown away with friends and family near and far coming out.
The 37-year-old was diagnosed with breast cancer earlier this year. Thankfully, it was caught early. But after surgery and 20 rounds of radiation, Dower still has a long road ahead.
I have a lot of things left unwritten, and so, this just gives me the energy that I need to keep on this battle. I need to keep fighting, and it's a marathon and not a sprint.
Dower hasn't let the medications or hospitalizations slow her down, caring for her 2 young sons and working through her treatment. For her friends, raising funds is more than just about helping out Dower. It's about giving back to a woman that has poured her life into bettering those around her.
It's just been really, really great to see everybody come in to support Christy. She's been a huge supporter of the community, helping other people put on benefits. So for us to come back and do this for her is just really special, and it means a lot to have the support of so many people.
To know that this many people came out for me, I don't know how to deal with that yet.
In West Fargo, Aaron Walling, Valley News Live.
For more information on how you can support Christy, visit our website or the VNL News app and click on this story.
North Dakota Representative Ben Koppelman of West Fargo is speaking out tonight after a state law he sponsored sparked resistance from the Fargo City Commission earlier this week. The law would allow the sale of guns out of someone's home, in other words, in neighborhoods. He says he backed the bill at the request of Fargo residents that had federal firearm license renewals denied. Currently, Fargo restricts the sales of guns out of a home.
I personally think it's a violation of the Second Amendment. It's a violation of state law, and it's also a violation of the concept of right to work, which we value in North Dakota, because this is these individuals' livelihood, or at least their part-time job.
Some Fargo commissioners expressed displeasure over losing local control to the state. Koppelman says the city is infringing on their citizens' rights. He says he believes there are no stats to back up crimes linked to the sale of guns and ammunition out of someone's homes, adding that it would be a waste of taxpayer money to challenge the impending law in court.
The former police officer charged in George Floyd's death is scheduled to be sentenced next week, and prosecutors say he should not be granted a new trial. In a court hearing today, prosecutors said Derek Chauvin was unanimously convicted of 3 counts based on evidence that shows his guilt. They say defense requests to give him a new trial because of issues like pretrial publicity or prosecutorial misconduct are without merit. The judge hasn't said when he will rule.
North Dakota has more than $1 billion in the bank, but a new law has created roadblocks and state agencies can't use it. Lawmakers wanted more of a say in major federal packages, so they passed a law stating the governor and legislative leadership can decide up to $50 million for the entire biennium. Anything beyond that, the full legislature gets to vote on it. Today, that small group was met with nearly $100 million in federal aid, and now that money has to wait until November before it can be spent.
We're in an era right now where the federal government is providing money to the states to solve problems that help with education, with health care, and a variety of other important areas, and we're now constrained on our ability to do some things as simple as to accept a grant from a private agency to move a program forward in North Dakota.
In order for the legislature to get their votes, they have to be called in for a special session, and the only one scheduled so far is for redistricting in November.
North Dakota officials received nearly 2,500 reports of suspected abuse, neglect, or financial exploitation of vulnerable adults last year. That's according to the Aging Services Division of the State Department of Human Services. With World Elder Abuse Awareness Day being Tuesday, they are reminding the public to be on the lookout for signs of abuse. Some of those include change in behavior or new bruises and scars. They say once you do suspect abuse, contact them by phone or email right away.
If we see something, we should say something, report it. We want to get in there and help people seek out services or supports to keep them in their homes and keep them safe.
Experts say most of the time when an adult is abused, it's by someone they know or someone who has authority over them.
North Dakota's health department is planning to launch an HIV prevention and care board. According to state leaders, the board's goal is to develop a plan to eliminate HIV in the United States. The plan would run from 2023 to 2027. They say they would hold a virtual town hall to get input from the public and to introduce the board. It's being held June 22nd from 4:30 in the afternoon till 6 o'clock.
We'll be inviting people to join our board, and we'll have a chance to give feedback on some of our HIV prevention strategies going on in the state.
The event is free and open to all North Dakotans. It's going to be hosted on Zoom and also recorded for those who cannot attend. And for a link to that meeting and to pre-register, go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story.
Fargo police say expect traffic delays, along with construction this week. Multiple houses are being moved throughout the city. They are moving one each day for the rest of the week. Today, traffic was backed up as a home was moved down 40th Avenue North.
Still ahead tonight on Valley News Live at 10. Some officers spent the evening patrolling the park in the name of a good time with the public.
Rain is on the way for some of us, but it's not coming tomorrow. Hutch has your full forecast straight ahead.